Hello and welcome back to the Madmen with a Box live stream, our weekly live stream where we talk everything about Doctor Who, plus we review a topic or story at the end. I'm joined as usual with one of my co-hosts, Professor Pixel, or just Pixel. I guess you lost your...
my title? You lost
it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. You know what? I'm sorry. There. Are we better? Are we doing good?
I don't believe it. Did you coincidentally get your degree in Columbia?
It's about as Andrew dropped. It's about as real as the one that I had when I first put Professor in the name. So,
and we were joined by Landry. Hopefully, he'll come back shortly. There he is. There he is, Landry Q Walker. He's back.
Hello.
And we have Joe Corallo as well.
It's true. I'm here. Hello.
Hello. And hello to Ashan in the chat. Welcome. Always a pleasure to have you here with us. So at the end of this live stream, or more like the beginning, we are going to be talking about Resolution, the first of the New Year specials. But, Pixel, can you tell me, what news do we have?
Literally nothing. There is nothing this week. Absolutely.
I love it.
Nothing. I don't know how we went into complete silence. There is about as much news as there is a chair for Landry right now. It's bad.
Wow. Listen, just because you have to sit up to do this, some of us are very good at doing podcasts laying down. I'm relaxed. I'm talking about Doctor Who in a relaxed way. I don't have to get all extreme about it. This show is my comfort time. It's my comfort show. This is comfortable.
This episode is your comfort show?
Doctor Who is my comfort show.
Okay.
I don't have to get all angry about it like all of you.
I'm not getting angry.
Is it possible there isn't even Big Finish news?
No.
Okay, there's one thing. This Saturday, I think, the Stuff of Legend comes out.
It's the live Big Finish stage play that they're doing. That comes out. For anyone over in the UK, you get that. Which
and
I think
you get to listen to it too. They're releasing the audio version at the same time.
Yeah, they're releasing the audio one at the same time, so that's good. Other than that, there's just I saw earlier today the people recording them filming the spin-off, The War Between the Land and the Sea. Russell Tovey on set with people dressed up as unit soldiers apparently, and I don't care because I don't care about that spin-off. So not much we can talk about that.
We're kind of doomed.
Russell, give us anything.
Give us Doomsday too. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I would like that spin-off more if they just added the Doctor to it and called it Doctor Who.
Agreed. That's been my issue the entire time. But I feel the same way when we see a, say, Joker movie without Batman in it. I don't care. I don't care. Give me the thing of it,
Yeah.
It's like watching Venom and be like, why does he have a film by himself that has nothing to do with Spider-Man?
It's weird. I'm not going to go watch the Dalek movie, that's just Dalek. No doctor. No.
I can't believe we're actually getting 3 Venom movies that aren't going to have anything to really do with Spider-Man. 3.
Which is funny because the post credits of the second film try to set something up, and then it goes nowhere.
And yet they keep making them, so
because Sony has they have a humiliation fetish or something.
They have to make Spider-Man movies or they lose the rights.
So that's the deal. Yeah, so they have to make these terrible Spider-Man villain movies, but they're not really villains because you can't have the villain be a villain. They have to be anti-heroes or anti-villains.
Listen, The first Venom film was fine. It was fine. It wasn't bad.
It was the most okay film to okay.
It was the most, but you know what? And then they ruined it. They ruined Carnage, which that was when I was a kid. That was the one thing I wanted to see on screen: an accurate Carnage. Nope, I don't get that.
I remember when the first Carnage comic came out. I was working in a comic book store. I think I threw it in the trash. Yeah.
And hey, don't worry, guys. We got Craven. That'll definitely work this
Oh.
time.
I am so excited to see Craven in theaters.
I reluctantly.
You know, Joe, you
I don't
always
wanna
sound
give them money.
sarcastic. So, like, even
Oh,
when you're
do
enthusiastic,
I?
you're like, "Oh, I'm so excited."
I felt bad because I went to the movies like last week, and my brother brought his friend along, and the Craven trailer played, and he was like, "You know what? That actually looks like it might be entertaining. Might be good." And I was like, "That looks horrible." And then I felt bad because he went ahead and tried to cover it up, and I was like, "You know, if you want to see that, that's okay. I don't want to see that." Hello to Jermaine.
Hello.
Hello.
We're having a little
Hey.
just chill chat before we get into our topic today because we have no news for Doctor Who.
Okay.
Wait, let me refresh Big Finish's page, see if they announced something.
Right now, at this very moment.
But no, what are you talking about? Pixel Craven's going to do so well. I mean, look at Sony's track record.
Ha.
MMWaB, that did so well. Morbius,
What?
it came out twice. That's a sign of a really good film.
It
It
made
came
more
out
billion
twice.
dollars.
I saw MMWaB in IMAX. I did my part for that movie.
You did more than you needed to.
What do you do? Okay, so you are Sony. What do you do if you can't use Spider-Man for a movie, but you need it to be part of the Spider-Man universe? What do you do? What character do you use? Really, is all I'm asking. Like,
I mean,
that's interesting and seems like they could stand alone.
technically, what is their contract not allowing them to make
How about
the Spider-Man
White Rabbit? White Rabbit. Use her. How
Well, to
about
be
the
fair-
Amazing Frog Boy?
To be fair, they did say they want to make a jackpot film. I'm like, wow, you are really scraping the bottom of the barrel there.
Big Wheel and Rocket Racer.
Okay, now that would be fun.
I would watch that. I would watch
that. If it didn't take itself seriously, I would watch it.
100%. And that's the problem. A lot of these movies do try to take things seriously. And like, let's stop doing that. These are not properties that are meant to be serious all the time. Let's have some fun.
No. I said, answer your question, Pixel. They can't do Spider-Man unless Disney's involved. It has to be when it comes to Spider-Man, it has to be a joint project.
Surprised they haven't just tried to, finagle Scarlet Spider then. Just
That
Go ahead and-
surprised me too.
yeah, they just don't have to mention Peter Parker.
Yeah. Or they could just do Ben Reilly.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, he has the same outfit, because he just does, but he's not Peter Parker, okay? I'm surprised they haven't tried that. He's also coincidentally played by Tom Holland.
So a unit show to me has, without the Doctor, I don't care if it's Daleks, Sea Devils, whatever they're facing, unit without the Doctor is just the military versus an alien, which is fine, but not what I got on board with Doctor Who for.
It's just
So-
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. And that, I didn't watch that either.
Don't insult Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like that.
I don't have to. Disney made a lot of it just not canon
Not canon.
anyway.
Well, that's their own damn fault because that wasn't Disney's fault. They went ahead and they stopped paying attention. They led up all the way to Infinity War, but rather than take a short hiatus so that way you could go ahead and have Endgame come out, they decided, you know what? Who cares what Thanos does? They just did the next movie, and it's just.
I'm glad I was never a Marvel kid. I might be really sad if I was.
Yeah. At the same time.
Instead, I got this great DC universe I always dreamed about on screen.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's really winning right now, but
No one's winning. We have to wait and see what James Gunn does with this new DC universe as well.
I'll say most of what I've seen that he's doing. It does look exciting to me. I mean, I'm intrigued.
Look, I just want a Blue Beetle sequel. Just give me a Blue Beetle sequel.
Blue Beetle's okay.
Yeah, but because they didn't get to the good stuff. I want Ted Kord back. Give me that. Give me Dan Garrett. Let's explore that stuff.
Fair. All right, so.
Well, you don't want Black Adam 2?
I tried. Speaking of villains getting their own movie, why did they do that? Why wasn't that just a Captain Marvel movie?
Because The Rock has an ego.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really that.
He didn't want to play the villain, so they made him an anti-hero. He didn't want to fight Captain Marvel or Shazam, sorry. So they made him the hero, and then the Justice Society was just there.
God, that's so terrible. I tried to watch the movie. I thought the beginning was okay, and then it went south really quickly.
Pierce Brosnan,
but it's okay. He
really good.
It's okay. It did. The Rock was true to his word. Like, the DC universe will change, and it did. It's getting rebooted. Oh yeah, but I do agree with Pixel. Yeah, Pierce Brosnan's fate is good.
Is he ever bad?
I mean, yes, Pierce.
It doesn't matter. He's in bad things, but he's never the problem.
My girlfriend made me watch that crappy Amazon Cinderella. Oh, it was so horrible. She didn't like it either, but she liked to see me suffer.
Wow.
The hallmarks of a great relationship.
Exactly. You know?
Is that why you love being on YouTube so much?
Yes. That's it. I think that's pretty much it, though. I think we need to get to the resolution of it.
That's our news.
That's our news. No news.
Exciting.
Wow, I love hearing about insert Doctor Who thing here.
Sorry, that was amusing. Yeah. All right.
Go ahead, Pixel. Lead us into this.
Okay, so it's 2019. Welcome back.
Oh no. That means I have to wait for 2020, and we all know what happens there.
I know.
But with this time, we can stop it. Come on, everybody. Let's figure this out.
POV, you're Barry Allen going back in time to stop it.
And then you're that one meme where he looks back. And
he's like...
So, yeah, it's 2019. You didn't get Doctor Who for Christmas this year. No, you're getting a New Year's special. And guess what? You just watched the first season of Jodie's series, and you know how it ends. But then you get
the greatest finale of all time, with the greatest
then you get
of all time, the Battle of Ranscore Av Kolos.
You get the promise of a Dalek. A Dalek is returning, and you know what? As somebody who's a sucker for the Daleks, I should be excited. But instead, you get a reconnaissance Dalek, and that's what you get with Resolution. Chris, give us your thoughts first.
Now, I know we did talk about this a while ago when we were comparing the New Year's specials, and it technically had been quite some time since I watched Resolution. So watching it again, I found that I thought it was all right. I didn't think it was bad, but I thought it was all right. It's not the best Dalek story. I wouldn't really say it's the worst, but it's okay. I will give Chibnall credit for this. He did something different with the Dalek. He did something different, okay? I don't like the design that he gave it, but he did something different. The whole like possession angle with it, controlling people. I kind of dig that. I like that. It showed that like this thing will kind of like with the Masters. Like this thing will do anything to survive. It's just pure hatred trying to survive. Other than that, yeah, it's an okay episode. You could clearly see that they didn't commit to the whole we're not having any new villains returning villains for this series. It's like, yep, right at the end of the year, you got a Dalek back because Tim Shaw was such an iconic villain.
Well, what about the Pating?
Okay, the Pating, I guess. Yeah, sure.
So great.
But yeah, the Dalek stuff, I like that. I thought it was alright. I think it's very like cheap for it to be somehow the reconnaissance Dalek being so like strong, even not in its casing, it's able to stop the TARDIS. I thought that was a bit like, okay, so a Dalek out of its shell can stop the TARDIS. It's like, no, we're going. This is too much to like kind of put a roadblock in your story, like a temporary roadblock the characters have to get around. The stuff with Ryan's dad, it was fine, but it was hardly like anything in this story, so it's like whatever. To be fair, that's just Ryan in a nutshell. He's just there. He's just whatever. Nothing against the actor, but the character just wasn't. Out of that trio of companions, he's my least favorite. I will always Graham number 1, or maybe Dan number 1. What's the point of living?
Graham
Dan.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on Resolution. It's okay. I would have preferred a Christmas special.
Joe of the Corralo.
Yeah, I think I might like this more than I don't, but not by much. It's a rough one at points, but like I don't know. There's like the Dalek's plan is bad. Like it's weird how the logic's kind of inconsistent throughout. There's that whole bit of like, I'm gonna have you drive too quickly and get pulled over, and then I'm gonna take over the police, and all of that I'm just like, this is a needlessly convoluted plan. And I don't know, that sort of stuff really sort of sucks me out of the story. And then the soap opera stuff was just too much. It was too much. It was too over the top. Like the sentimentality doesn't work very much in this episode. Maybe I don't like this episode as much as I like it. Maybe I talk myself out of it. It gets rough, but I'll leave it to the rest of you now.
Landry of the Quinwalkers, go ahead.
Okay, so where to start with this one?
Anywhere.
All right, fine. Anywhere. I really like the subplot of the Daleks pretending to be toys in a toy store and selling themselves for Christmas Day and being opened all across Christmas. That was great. No. Then the Dalek that opened the theme park. That whole bit was really unexpected. I didn't watch this. I want to be clear.
I have a whole, when we were pitching ideas, I did a Daleks in Toyland that was set on Christmas Day, and they were making Dalek toys to sell. Dalek Mania was to make you.
It's a great idea.
It's a great
I
idea.
think I must have just stolen it from you. I'm like, what am I going to say here?
You even told me to write it, but I never did.
It's great. It is. I did watch the sequel to this, and I actually thought I had watched this until 5 minutes before our podcast began, and I went and looked up the summary of it. I'm like, oh wait, yeah, I didn't watch this. Too late now. Well, it sounds like it's got problems, so let's move on.
Vain.
Well, I did watch it.
Um,
and I guess the only saving grace is it was probably the last good episode for Jodie until Eve of the Dollar. I think as I watched it, I recall that, oh yeah, this was the last thing I watched, and I tried to do the first part of Spyfall, and I did not come back until pretty much Eve of the Dollar.
You missed the haunting of
yeah, I missed a lot. And then when I thought
no, you didn't.
Exactly. Because when I thought about coming in, someone said timeless children, just don't do it to yourself. I was like, okay, so I stayed away.
No, yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I think, yeah, I would Chris, like it wasn't bad, but it just wasn't terribly good either. It felt like this one, it was kind of like the opening. I didn't like the sort of Lord of the Rings opening that it seemed like this one did in Justice League. I don't remember when the Justice League movie came out, which bitterly, crassly, and just unapologetically ripped off Lord of the Rings. The beginning of Lord of the Rings. So when I thought they might have done something cool with the Guardians coming back to show up to, because it felt like the people in the beginning who were digging up the dirt were heirs to the people who dug up, like they had taken on the task of doing that, but of watching over these parts, but that went nowhere. And then it just the episode just kind of happened. And I don't know. I think if the dollar over, if they just went kind of full T1000, I think I would have appreciated this episode more. I think they were kind of doing that, but not really. I don't know. It just felt like there was things that they could have focused on in the episode a little bit more. And then if they had played those parts up, I think they played those parts up, this could have been interesting. But at the end, it kind of started, it came and it went. And it's not bad, but yeah, it's not good. But I just remember it as it was the last episode that I watched, and then I kind of took a powder after that. Yeah, that's the best I could do with it. So yeah, it happened.
Yeah. So for me, I hate the soap opera subplot, and it makes me realize that why does Chibnall keep doing it? Because Eve of the Daleks has the same thing. I can't remember if Revolution had one. I don't think so. I think that's one of the reasons why I hold it so highly above the other two, because it doesn't have that, and it shows the reconnaissance Dalek actually killing. In he does kill in this one, but he snaps his puppet's neck, and that's just brutal. That's what I wanted in this one, really. And this story, the plan isn't good at all. I like the deep Dalek voice, though. I think that was neat. I appreciated that. That's one thing that I appreciate. You know what I don't appreciate? The random cut to the woman with her kids. The internet's down. What are we going to do? I guess have a conversation? Why? Did he really think that was funny? Was it that funny that he had to put that in there?
It's hysterical. We're all laughing.
I guess so.
Ha ha ha
ha. So funny. The Dalek laugh was kind of disturbing though, because the reconnaissance Dalek does have this laugh that's unsettling. I liked that. The performance of the reconnaissance Dalek is decent. If only, I didn't hate the concept. Because when you have the Daleks, their whole thing is they have to be in those machines. But you're saying this one is fine to be outside of it, okay? And it goes around and it puppets people, and then it's overpowered in that same vein. That alone was overpowered. Then it can stop the TARDIS too. It's so many dumb things in this episode with a concept that could be decent, and it's just screwed up. And you know what? I hate the Ryan's dad subplot. Despise it, because that guy is just honestly a tool, and you're trying to convince me that at the end of it, Ryan can no, that's my dad. No, what are you doing? Stop this.
See, it would have worked if there were actually more scenes between them, but instead it's Graham that has the scenes with him. So it doesn't work as well doing the whole they reconcile kind of at the end when he's not with him for a lot of the story.
Yeah, it would have worked better if they just killed him. That's how it should have been.
Would have been
better. Yeah, you start off the episode talking about it's not about what you say, it's what you do. So the way that you make it meaningful is to have his dad sacrifice himself for Ryan. Like, you have the Dalek, put him in harm's way. I mean, that's the problem with the episode overall. It's just not worthy of what we now call a holiday special. You look at the other holiday specials, they're just more poignant. So you look at Voyage of the Damned, where who was it, Astrid sacrifices herself, and the Potter guy gets a new chance of life. Then your Christmas Carol with the Great Gamboni. I'm like, oh God, the emotional arc and that story, and and even the other ones. There's something monumental and impactful that happens at a lot of the holiday specials, and this just wasn't any of that. I mean, even Eve of the Daleks. I mean, I can see what you guys are saying about the soap opera stuff. My daughters really enjoyed the soap opera and that, the whole teasing of this unrequited love. And it was just a more clever premise with the whole Groundhog Day thing. But this one just had nothing that makes it stand out. It's not even missed opportunities. It's just nothing stands out.
So I also want to point out what you said about the fairy tale beginning to go ahead. Oh, the stuff of legend and the random narrator. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why cut the Dalek up into 3 parts?
That's because they were just doing this weird Lord of the Rings thing that was going on at the time.
Exactly. You dice that sucker up, you toss half of it here, half of it there, and you don't shine a black light over it, I guess. Because somehow it sparked it alive. I don't.
If it had been the ancient food source for all calamari that we eat in Cheesecake Factories today, that would have been more interesting. I don't know.
All right. So since I'm really well versed in this episode, I'm going to test you guys on a couple of things by asking you questions.
Oh, God.
Is this where the Dalek first? We get the Chibnall Dalek chassis design first, or is that the next time the Daleks showed up?
It's this one.
Is this one?
I liked that design.
No, you don't.
I did, because you know what I'm tired of? I got really tired of the 2005 or whatever design. That's why I was so happy when the
Paradigm.
What do you call it? When they showed up. Something new, something different. It's not that the 2005 design was bad. It's just I like different types of Daleks. And I like this as an alternate. I actually bought the toy. I didn't buy a lot of toys from the 13th Doctor era. I bought this one. I bought Graham, and I bought the 13th Doctor Dave Tennant set they did. That's all I bought from this one, from this series. But I actually like the Dalek. It's different. And I don't have a problem with that, especially since it kind of was different because it wasn't a regular Dalek ultimately. So no, I didn't have a problem with that design. Let's try new things,
I think there were 2 Recon Daleks and one of them got Landry. We just found out now.
Yep, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
Dang.
And you know what? because there's two variations of it. There's this one that the Dalek literally builds in the scrapyard, and then the second one, which is commissioned by the government. Those government.
Well, the one I know is okay. So I might know the commissioned by the government version, or they're both in the next one. They're both in the next. Yeah, I liked both of those. I liked the blue light. I liked both of those designs. They only made a toy of the one, I think, the reconnaissance. They didn't make the blue light one as a toy. Disappointing. I would have purchased that. I have all the Daleks toys they made, so you know.
But do the Daleks have you?
Clearly.
Blink twice if you need help.
You can't see me. My video's off.
So, yeah, no, this episode just really kind of blows, man. Chris, give us a number. Do you have a number?
Say about 6.5. About above average. Yeah.
Joe of the Corrallos. Number time.
Yeah. I think I'll stick with the 5.5. It's a little better than average, maybe. And this and A Woman Who Fell to Earth, it feels like y'all are trying to trick me into reconsidering this era.
I'm not trying to trick you because I liked Woman Who Fell to Earth. I still stand by that.
It's a great episode.
No.
It is. It is a great episode.
You had no right to do that. Oh my God, no. That line alone took me out. But okay, it's fair. You guys are allowed to like.
I'm good now.
So yeah. I'm sorry, Lynn. I can't give you a number. You can't
I get it. Listen. The part I was going to give it a 3, but when the Dalek opens its own Etsy shop and then moves into that small village and saves Christmas, it's really got me, and I really, yeah, like that Dalek deserved that to move away from the big city and really get into baking.
The Dalek who saved Christmas is the story.
Nothing. Yeah, there's really nothing quite like that, and I think that I'm going to give it a 6.2, just for its holiday goodness.
Okay. Gervain, do you have a number for me?
I was going to go 6. Yeah, I think I'm going to go. I think I'm gonna follow Lance's lead. I think I'm gonna just go 5.7. I mean, again, I think it's. I missed the one episode. I missed the one review. I think it was Revenge of the Daleks. It was the one where they built the corporation on this planet and they were kind of middle managing the human race. And what I realized is that helped the Daleks move the Weeping Angels out of my top spot as the favorite villain, because I didn't realize how versatile the Daleks were in terms of their villainy. Anybody who tries to take over the world by merger and acquisition, they find a soft spot in my heart. But yeah, this one did not lend itself well to the Dalek legacy, so I'll go 5.7.
I thought I was actually going to have to not be as harsh. But for some reason, as we talked about it, somehow it just got worse. As we were speaking, it's astounding. That's impressive. So I think I'm going to give this a 4.5. I don't think this is good. I thought, like Chris, before I actually spoke it into words, that this is an okay episode. It exists. It's not really bad to me, but no, it's bad to me. This is just really rough. It's a bunch of stupid subplots jammed into a bad Dalek plot. With just
That's a good way to put it.
yeah. Yep. So
What-
4.5.
Yep.
That's our show.
Yes, that's it. That's our show.
Join us
Next week, big news.
Whatever we do, because there's
Big breaking Doctor Who news next week.
Yes, that's right. We're going to make something up if we have to.
No, it's going to be real.
It's gonna be
You just
real.
wait. Yeah.
Landry's
Matt Smith
gonna
and
make-
Peter Capaldi are definitely coming back this time.
Just tune in for the big news. Everything will change.
I guess we could go ahead and decide what we're doing next week, Chris.
Oh, sure. What are we doing this time?
I don't know. We just did a new episode. Last week we did a classic episode.
I guess it's Big Finish then.
Big finish.
Big Funish.
Big fanash.
Did we ever discuss which Dalek design we like best?
Oh, or it could be a topic. Landry is right.
That's true, yeah.
Ranking
Sure.
Dalek designs. Could that be one?
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
Just maybe we all
Todd
pick our
and
top 3 or something, because there's so
Top-
many.
Wow. As long as we stick to ones that appeared in the show only. we should-
No,
No.
I was gonna pick the big ball head Emperor.
The Wasp. What about the Wasp?
Yeah, the Wasp.
Uh,
What about the concept art of the spider Daleks?
That was my next thing. Yeah, exactly.
That just had a person in them and just had spider legs around it.
Well, what
I
about
didn't even
what about the corpse Daleks that use human corpse and they just have an eye stalk that appeared in Asylum?
we could all just pick our top one and prepare graphics that we send to one person who then can upload them while we discuss them.
You know what?
But I don't know. Something with Dalek designs. I'm just voting for that since we're on this topic.
Yeah. Next week is top Dalek designs. We'll choose our favorites, and you choose yours. We'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to say. Like, comment, subscribe. Alonzi!